Hi, everybody. My name is Brian Smith, and I am going to be your son or daughter's academic U.S. history teacher this year. So I will be seeing them either in first period or third period. And to tell me 20 odd years ago that I would be spending an open house in front of a camera in an empty room with nobody around, and if there were people here, I'd have to have a mask on, I'd say you were a little crazy. But with the day that we're in, here we are. My goal has always been, since the start of this year, to make the absolute best out of an otherwise horrible situation. And so I'm going to take the high road, and I'm going to try and make this the best school year that I can under the circumstances. Just to tell you a little bit about myself, I've been doing this a really long time. This is my 29th year, and to be honest, I've spent that entire time teaching either U.S. history or world history. So I have a lot of experience with U.S. history. I've actually taught AP U.S. history for 10 years. So your son or daughter is in really good hands when it comes to the content, when it comes to the material, when it comes to the coursework. But to be honest with you, I'm not real swift with technology. I've gotten better. I've improved a lot, and I'm going to continue to improve. And I'm taking on the challenge of learning more. So I think with all those things together, I think your kid's going to be in good hands. Just to give you a little idea of what's going to be happening this year, I already had an assignment a couple days ago where you guys should have read my very quick summary of Google Classroom versus Progress Book. Make sure you're clear with how each of those works. Google Classroom will be where your son or daughter is going to log in most every day, but especially on the remote days. So if I see him physically in class Monday or Tuesday, that means that he or she is going to be logging into Google Classroom Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'm going to try to do other things on Mondays and Tuesdays so that they're not in front of a screen so much, because obviously when they're home, they're going to be having a lot of screen time. But basically, just to summarize, Google Classroom is where all the attendance is going to initially be kept. There will be a yes or no question that they'll have to answer every day during the class period to make sure that they're attending. After that, I'll have an assignment posted there. It'll explain what to do. It'll explain the due dates, the point value, all those things. So Google Classroom is where an explanation of what is happening will be located. Progress Book will be where I store the grades. So that's basically the main differences between those two. Your son or daughter received a textbook from me on the first week of school. This is it right here. If they did not receive a book, they should have already talked to me about it, but I still have more copies if another one is required. Those books are to be kept at home, and they are to be used as references when we're working online. So when I'm giving them an online assignment, they can use that book to look things up instead of just generally Googling things. They can still continue to Google if they like, but the textbook will give them specifically what I'm looking for. So that's why I would like them to use the books. Those books will be due to me at the end of the year. Make sure they take good care of them, make sure they don't beat them up, and make sure they're in a place where they do all their studying. And that way they can use them if they need to use them. In class, while they're physically here at the school, I would like that time to be used for doing things that are difficult, things that are important, discussions, and because we still have end of course exams, I would like to use that time period periodically for testing. Not always, but once in a while for the unit tests. They need to continue to test in a secure setting. The online assignments will basically, I would like them to be more supplemental to the big ideas they're going to learn about while they're physically with me. So that's the plan generally. With the way this thing's going, this COVID thing, obviously we're going to have to make adjustments here and there. So I'm willing to be flexible. Please, I hope you can be flexible with me too. If you need to call me or email me here at school, please feel free to do so, and I will be glad to answer whatever questions you have. I'm confident that we're going to have a decent school year here. I know the material, the kids are going to know it, and together we can make this happen. I want to thank you for paying attention to this tonight, and I hope you guys have a really great school year. Goodbye.